A major foundation in physics that extends to all the sciences is the conservation of energy, which states, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It may be transformed from one form to another, but the total amount of energy never changes. As an example, consider the energy states of a block of ice sliding down an inclined plane. We start by doing 100 joules of work to lift the block from the floor to the top of the incline. So at this location, where the block is at rest, its potential energy is 100 joules. And kinetic energy is 0 for this location. Since the potential energy at the top is 100 joules with respect to the bottom, can you see that potential energy at the bottom is then 0? And what does that tell you about the kinetic energy at the bottom? Can you see it must be 100 joules? What we see is the total energy is the same at each location. That is, the sum of potential energy plus kinetic energy equals 100 joules. So halfway down the plane, where the block is half its initial height, the potential energy must be 50 joules. And what does that tell you about the kinetic energy at this point? Can you see it must be 50 joules? And when the block is 1/4 the way down, its potential energy is 75 joules. And that means how much kinetic energy at this location? I hope you said 25 joules. Why? Because 75 joules plus 25 joules equals the total energy of 100 joules. If you were tutoring your friends on this, would they get it? If so, can they see that 3/4 the way down its potential energy is 25 joules? Which means the kinetic energy at this location must be 75 joules, true? Energy is conserved. Not kinetic energy and not potential energy, but the total energy of the system is conserved. 100 joules at every point. Yum!